actually just got off the conference call this last week after some shit. She was wild.
Yeah.
I be chilling. I don't know what they're talking about.
She was going crazy.
When it comes to them, we need a real PR team and an HR. Everything. We need an every R.
Ask her why she's nervous. Her left lean won't stop bouncing.
Because we're starting.
Why are you nervous?
Warning. The contents of this podcast are informational in nature, and neither Chaim, nor Kel, nor I, nor Random Realness is engaged in the provision of legal, tax, or any other advice. You should seek your own advice from professional advisors, including lawyers and accountants, regarding the legal, tax, and financial implications of any financial decision you contemplate. Additionally, the information shared on this podcast is not intended to be a substitution for diagnosis, treatment, or informed professional advice. You should not take any action or avoid taking any action without consulting with a qualified mental health professional.
Welcome to the show, Random Realness. Shut the Kel. I'm sick of you already. I'm your host, Chaim, here with my motherfucking co-host, J. White. The Fire Guy, and my other co-host, Kelly Kel.
What up, y'all?
Giggly McGee. How you doing, Thug? You doing all right?
I'm good.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah. Can't complain.
You guys been all right?
Absolutely. It's a good weekend.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Sports.
Okay. And you?
Sports.
All right.
And snow.
I thought somebody was going to say, yeah, it was your birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but remember, but remember, I didn't make it because I had to record. But I actually got it out on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I'm saying?
Out.
Yeah, about time I figured it out.
It's cool, though.
Sorry, birthday boy.
No, it's cool. Fuck me. It's my 33rd time, you know? Fuck it.
I got called to...
I won't make it to 34, but who cares?
I got called to duty.
Yeah, I know. Fatherly times.
Yeah, hold up. I do got a good ass story. I bought a dryer off of Facebook Marketplace, right?
Uh-huh.
And so when I was over here,
didn't you fix it twice?
I did fix it twice, and it went out on me.
Okay.
So I said, "Fuck it."
Time to get a new
I
one.
logged into Facebook Marketplace, saw a front load dryer, $50. I'm like, damn. I'm like, shoot the text. Like, is it still available? And then I was over here shooting the episode. They text back, "Oh, this person's bullshitting. Can you come get it?" I'll be like, "I'll be there at 7 a.m. in the morning." They're like, "Okay." I go borrow my brother's truck. I get over there. They're like, "Oh, we kind of have a mutual friend in common." Cool. So they let me jump the line because shout out to networks. Do that, right? So I have the dude help me put the dryer in the truck, and I leave the door open and just have the keys like cut off, and then I'm tying the thing down, and he's like, "Oh, you need any help?" I'm like, "I'm good, bro. I'm good. Trust me. Don't worry." I go get it all tied down, go to start the car. My battery's dead, so I gotta go back in the house, and I just gave him $50 for a dryer. They're already like, "What the fuck?" So I'm like, "Hey, my shit's fucking dead."
To them, all they heard was, "I'm down to my last, and my kids need their clothes dried." That's all they heard. No.
Oh, yeah, probably facts, but they were hella gracious, right? He's like, yeah, or she's like, "I'll go get my husband. He'll come out and do it." God. Mind you, because I'm thinking I just need to pull up into this thing, I pull into the middle of the driveway. So now for him to back up, he gotta back up, drive in his yard all yik yak to jump my car. So it's like a
23 sprinkler heads,
dog. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He's just cool. He's like, it's good. I just want to say, God bless your soul. I appreciate it, but that was the most awkward, fucked up shit.
Hey, shout out to whoever helped my cousin going through hard times. He had to sell his car. His wife left him, and he's only got the kids left. You know what I'm saying?
We need to close that.
What a crazy way to start episode 67, huh?
Man.
Episode 67?
Yep.
Yeah.
67. You're a special one.
Yeah.
You know why it's special? Do you?
Tell me.
I think I do.
You know it. Tell us why it's special.
Is it Admiral? Is it
Sergeant? You know what I'm saying?
David, is it Sunshine?
Like, who
we got
it?
Sunshine. You know what I'm saying? We got Texas Boy. We got a co-founder.
Like you said, the first guest we had on our show.
In 2024, yeah.
In season 2.
Yeah, we got
Ready to bring it in, man.
Our boy David, how you doing, dog?
Doing great, man. Doing great. It's been amazing just hanging out with you guys and just like being here with y'all.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely a good vibe too, man. Appreciate it.
So I guess let me go into it. I was down at Tree Fort. Me and my family. We're back to my family again.
What's Tree Fort, real quick,
Tree
for
Fort
people that aren't from here?
Is a music festival in Boise, Idaho, that they play like a bunch of like bands like simultaneously going and stuff, kind of like
Yeah,
Coachella.
they basically
and stuff.
shut the whole downtown Boise.
It's
down
actually
for
one of the biggest ones in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
And it seems like it keeps growing year after year. We go to Kid Fort, which is like an offshoot of Tree Fort for kids. And then we go and we're walking around, right? And all of a sudden we see this like trailer over like it's off the beaten path of Tree Fort. And we see these people dancing with like headphones. It's like a silent disco. And
So you can't hear music at all.
I can't hear music at all, but I can see something jamming over there.
Right.
And the kids are like, oh, we want to go over there.
Yeah, what is that?
Exactly. And we go over there and they have like this record player that you could like put like paint on, to fucking like make a
Paint the discs.
paint the record. And it had the company
Casa del Sol.
Casa del Sol.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to David. That's
Shout
his company.
out.
Make sure
Yeah.
you tap in. Let us know. Real quick, before he gets back to the story, let us know where we can find you on like Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, my Instagram is Casa del Sol 208. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I've got my website rocking and rolling finally. And we are a nonprofit, so it's casadelsol208.org.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's-
that's where you
that's-
can find all my stuff. I designed the whole website myself.
Okay.
I'm basically doing it all
You know
myself.
the boy
trying
got
to
some
figure it out
flavor too.
myself.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, you know.
definitely. We pulled up. There was a house DJ,
Okay.
and I'm telling you, my nephew, my son, they're like. Check this out. So we're walking over. He's breaking the ice. Hey, y'all want to do this? The kids want to do this? You know, they're like, hell
please
yeah.
and thank you.
We're tired of walking with these. He's like, damn, we want to. He put them motherfucking headphones on the boys. And they were just they can't wait to get to a music festival. They're boom, 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 and
That's tight.
they were like loving it. And we're kind of off to the side, like, okay, we'll let it. But like the energy was like so good. I eventually grabbed headphones, handed it to my baby, and we're all like listening
Turning
and,
up, right.
and turning up. He brought out a football. He had his little team, and it was a great experience. And now we're here, but.
That's fire.
Yeah, man.
How was Tree Fort for you?
It was amazing. It was obviously a new experience for me this time because, you know, of what we're doing with Casa del Sol and just that little pop-up was actually our first event as an organization.
Okay.
So you guys were one of the first people to
Tight.
experience that with us and be a part of that. So I appreciate that so much and be able to
That's
like
fire.
stop by and hopefully be a part of something that'll, you know, enrich the community for a long time. But yeah, so I've been doing Tree Fort and involved with Tree Fort over the last 4 years since I've moved here from Texas, right?
Okay.
And so I got involved in that with a production person who I was going to church with that I currently go to the church with still. And so I'm a sound engineer at the church, and through that little gig, I was able to get on a production team for Tree Fort as a volunteer and run sound for the district, which is a little coffee house downtown, which is a block away from where we had our event.
Right.
Yeah, right there. So that's how I'm involved in Tree Fort, and just
That's dope.
just wanted to get out there and kind of like have something different and draw people in and inspire people, right? To go and make different things and just create and just be artists and just go out there and just do things. So that's the inspiration behind it. So
Where did what was your journey to starting the not-for-profit?
oh man, that's a long. I mean, obviously it's a long thing, but just a little like excerpt of it. It actually started at Tree Fort last year, where I discovered a band, fell in love with them, and they inspired me. And I actually went out in January to go see them. They're a little indie band from Michigan, and they had like this little live recording of their album. And so I went out there, and I was like somebody who traveled the farthest. Everybody else was from Michigan. It's like an indie band, and so a homegrown style band. And if you know what Tree Fort is, most of those bands in Treefort are little, small indie
A
bands.
lot
are
smaller, groups.
up and coming.
bands,
So if you're going to Treefort, you're really just going to discover new bands
right.
and kind of figure out.
You like the hidden talent or the not.
Exactly.
Right.
So a lot of these bands that are coming through Treefort will eventually go on to hopefully become like amazing, huge bands. Like Lizzo performed at Treefort. I don't know if y'all know, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Before she got real big. And
There's
so
this,
it's just
sorry
like a
to cut you
launching pad.
off. There's this
No, you're fine.
lady named Havaya Mighty who performed. So the year before the pandemic hit, I performed there. And there's this lady from Canada, Havaya Mighty, and she's like charting in Canada now, but it's just like,
tight.
to your point,
Right.
little people basically on the journey to become big.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, right?
Right. So
Yeah, and so that's what I loved about Treefort and the inspiration behind that. And so going to this concert, right, and just meeting these people, and I just had this amazing experience there where eventually the last night of this little concert series, this band asked me to go and introduce the band and bring them up for their last show of the night.
Like the hype man or like
Exactly.
the what is it? What's the person that
The MC.
The MC. Okay.
Yeah, and so the venue manager was doing it the previous shows, but I got so cool with the band. We had such a cool, intimate experience, and it's something that I will never forget, and it impacted me so much, obviously, to go turn around and create Casa del Sol so that we can support independent artists that are struggling to break through and to get to that level to where they can either make a living out of it, right? Or just so that you can express yourself, right? Because I think whether you're making a living out of your art or you're not, I think it's valuable. Because of our self-expression, whether you're making money off of it or not, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're expressing yourself and you're getting those feelings out into the world, so you don't have to deal with them. Because hate is a chamber that brews inside of you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You kind of want to disperse that out and not hold that.
that's something
Stuff in.
he said is like us creating the podcast and starting the podcast. God forbid something happens to him or to one of us. Now we have 67 hours of content that anybody can who's curious of. How are these dudes? You know what I'm saying?
how's my dad or Uncle Jay White
To leave an impact, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to leave a legacy, and that's what we're trying to do. Everybody wants to leave a legacy, and they want to be remembered, right? And it's funny that y'all say that, because something that I did, I don't know if y'all have heard. There's a little card game. I forgot what it's called. Damn it! I gave it to some of my family members. What the theory behind this card game is that you ask your parents and grandparents about their previous experiences before they die.
I know that.
You know what game I'm talking about? I can't remember what game it is, but it's an amazing game. I got a couple of copies of it so that I could pass it out to some of my family members. And my stepmother passed away in January, right?
Right.
And so
said he that.
yeah, no, I mean it's life, right? We all live, we all die. But her son, I gave them a card game so that they could go and not miss out on these stories and opportunities that they could learn about their grandparents and their parents that they would have never heard about their upbringing or their loves of their lives or little experiences that you never would have known about, and those little stories to cherish forever.
Yeah.
Right. And so shoot.
The game prompts you to ask questions to your elders so that you get it out. Because usually when you're at events, it's just the regular hustle and bustle, and you don't actually go. You don't think about
It's topical bullshit
conversation.
questions. It's just okay, how are you doing? How's your
Right.
work? How's your job? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
blah. Right. But in order to really know somebody on a deeper level, we're gonna have these bullshit questions okay,
what'd
how's the
you
weather?
go through?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But to get to really know somebody on a deeper level, and I know Kels wants to dive deep into this.
I'm chilling.
Because we talked into this earlier. But once you really get to the deep down theories and how people think and really to understand people, that's how you really not just give love to other people, but feel loved and feel understood. Right?
Right.
Because that's the basis of love. Because if somebody doesn't understand me to my core, you don't really love me because you understand the thought of me, but not who I really am. So
Yeah, not being able to accept the bad with the good, you know.
Yeah, we're going deep already. Look at us.
Sorry. Yeah, I listen to Drake.
What?
I know when my
You know Drake's the deepest MC. He goes deep.
That nigga was doing the Uzi shoulder before Uzi.
I'm just saying.
Every single you.
I guess they didn't want to be that far down, so he brought up Drake.
No, I was just saying.
Deep, huh?
Because I listen to Drake, I'm on the deep stuff. You know, I'm connecting with folks. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Just
deep.
when I stopped by his station for a set, we connected.
Deep to who? And that's because of Drake.
No, it wasn't because of Drake. For me,
Yeah, that's wild that you just
Still
gave
connect
Drake
on
the...
a Drake level.
no, he was like,
So what?
Don't you ever? He's offended. You even said that you could never be on Drake's level. Tell him, cousin.
well, I mean, I just joking.
He's like, well, I mean, that is daddy's.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
So I got a question for you.
Let's do it. I'm here for it.
So if you have always had this mindset of like being a deeper individual, being into like vibes
I have
and
not, though.
oh,
I've not always had the mindset.
okay. So let me rephrase. Before you, when you made the decision to go down this path, what made you choose Idaho as the place to go? Because it does not appear to be as vibrant externally.
I
from
didn't
mine.
choose here.
Oh,
That's the thing. It was just by happenstance that I ended up here.
okay.
And so, with who I am as an individual, I vibed with this place so much just because I love, like, it's nature centric, right? If you come to Boise, you come to Idaho, you're gonna like see some of the most incredible views that you've ever, like, coming from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's hill country.
Yeah.
There's no mountains there, dude.
And they ain't even hills. When they said I'm in the rolling hills, that's it.
Bro.
You said, nigga, that was up and over.
They would call those speed bumps around this bitch. Oh yeah, but
Yeah, and so like it's like a whole different like appreciation for it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like we didn't like. So how I ended up here was by happenstance, right? My ex-wife and I moved here because of COVID. We both temporarily lost our jobs in Texas, and she was adopted, so we ended up here because we're like, ever since we got married, which was in 2014. We were like, hey, we want to get up to Idaho. She had family up here. Wanted to come up here and to see what Idaho was all about.
Yeah.
Grew up in San Antonio, born and raised. It's like, as most people are, you grew up in a city, you just want to get out.
Yeah.
You're tired of like the same old, same old. Anybody who's in a small town kind of feels that, right? Or like any town that you grew up in and stayed in. And so, yeah, COVID hit. We both moved up here, and we're like, hey, packed our little Lincoln. 2 weeks later, and all we could fit in there, we just drove up here and made the trip. Man.
Lincoln
That's
what?
fire.
Town car or Lincoln
Town
Continental?
car.
Oh,
Let's
wait,
go,
wait,
bro.
wait.
It's a gold.
All right,
Yeah.
shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a gold
That's fire.
Lincoln Town car. Yeah, and so
Shit, yeah, you can't fit shit else in the other Lincolns.
He said the airbags. You got the airbags for the ride.
hey, that
you
thing
can
was
ride.
so smooth though, bro. So luxurious, the leather seats. Ooh, so nice.
Damn.
But yeah, so we got up here and just made way live with her sister for the first 2 months of the summer until we both got jobs and moved to the place that I'm at now. And so yeah, that's how we got up here. I wasn't.
And you
picking
said that was
Idaho.
what year you came here?
2020. So COVID.
Okay.
When COVID hit,
Yeah.
like literally 2 weeks after COVID hit, and we lost our jobs, we were like, hey, we're coming up here and we're gonna restart like the rest of the world did, right?
Right.
So,
That's tight.
At that time, were you on the path that you are now, or were you more like the stereotypical,
Way different.
hey, I played
Yeah,
basketball in
yeah.
high school, football, I went to college, got my degree,
fuck
now I'm going to get my job, and now like you're like in the cog, and then
Right.
like is there like an awakening?
yeah, because I was like, I didn't get my degree or anything. I'm a college dropout.
Okay, Kanye West one time.
What's up with it? And
I went like 3 or 4
but
times.
still, like, yeah, I had a path, and I was working for a corporate job, Paylocity. Shout out to my Paylocity peeps if you're watching this. What's up with it?
Whoop, whoop.
And so worked there for the last 3.5 years. But yeah, I was just tired of the 9 to 5 corporate like grind of just doing that. And I was just like, I can do something that will be way more impactful and, go back to that legacy that you want to leave, right? And be remembered by, and like hopefully be remembered by somebody, right? And so eventually, hopefully, that'll be coming to fruition. So.
That's fire. Super dope.
So your passion meets purpose just came during the pandemic. You just woke up and you was like, I'm ready to change.
Yeah, like specifically for Casa del Sol.
Uh-huh.
That was honestly no. So like the pandemic had nothing to do with what I'm going
The passion. Okay.
Right. So like I'd already been here established for the last, what is it now, 2024, 4 years. And so through what I've been going through the last year, 2 years with like, you know, the breakup, the divorce, and all the things that are going on in my life, I was just like trying to find myself really. Mm-hmm. Right. And saying like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job till I die. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want to do the normal like bullshit. Like I know there's more inside of me. Mm-hmm. And I know that there's more inside of other people, and I've been able to experience that. And I've had a diverse experience of being able to, like, being blessed to be able to travel around the world. And, not around the world, around the country.
Yeah.
Hopefully
You're
around the
traveling
world.
down there's a lot of people that are double our age that
Yeah.
haven't been nowhere. So.
Right?
And I rode a plane,
And so really, like, the drive behind it is, like, not only to find myself and create my own reality, but to be able to lift up other people who are trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Artists, creatives, right? Who don't really have that platform here locally. And I know that, like, the Boise music scene and art scene is now starting to spark. It's on the up and up, like with Tree Fort and all the stuff that's starting to pop off around here. In the next 5 to 10 years, man, like, honestly, Boise is going to be like one of the marquee spots to be able to do different cool stuff within the arts and music scene. And so, like, I'm really excited about it, to be a part of it, and just like to hopefully create something beautiful, like we're all trying to do, right? Mm-hmm. So,
how much have you learned? You know, like you're like, hey, I'm going to start this, but like you're growing the following. I know that when we were there, after we did a couple things, you're like, hey, can you just follow the page? Right. Like, are you out there like actively working to get people to sign up? Like, kind of what's your methodology? Because we're in that same ballpark right now. Right. Like, we got the AI thing that we're, you know, cutting our clips up. We're trying to upload them as much as we can, and like just trying to grow the following. Mm-hmm. And so, like, yeah,
like, honestly, y'all are ahead of me, like with the AI and all that stuff. Like, because I just started 2-3 months ago, right? So I'm really just trying to figure out, like, I've got a general direction that I'm heading, and I've really got to figure out, like, the systems really that get you to that next level, right? And everybody's trying to figure out as creatives and trying to obviously express ourselves, but not only that, but make a living out of doing it, right? Because that's like kind of like the goal,
right?
Is to like make a living out of what we're doing,
right? Be able to support yourself with what you love to do.
Exactly. So for me right now, it's just all organically like going out, like, because in Boise it's really easy to do that because we're such a small community, like as a music scene and an art scene. You can literally go out and just go talk to people, and that's way more worth the wait here, specifically because Idaho has got that small native mindset with these people who have been here forever. So you've really got to, I think, go in and establish relationships with these people, and not just do email marketing or like the normal channels, social media, whatever, right? Because that seems disingenuous. Because if you go out and you make a real connection face to face with somebody, like, that holds so much more weight to me than you sending me an email, sending me this marketing bullshit of like, okay, you're just sending out a fucking hook, right? Trying to get people. But if you really connect with somebody on a deeper level, like we did, right?
It's more
that's why
memorable.
we're here now. Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And so I know that for me specifically, what I'm trying to do, I want to be like, I'm like a ripple in the pond, right? Throw a rock in the pond, and that ripple just keeps going and going and going. And hopefully, there's other people who see those ripples and try to start their own little thing, right? And so I'm trying to lift other people up so that they can create their own ripples, and their expression goes so that they can create a living off of this, and it's not just like a starving artist mindset anymore, right?
So Casa de la Sol or Del Sol?
Del Sol.
Del Sol.
It was La Casa del Sol, which is the House of the Sun.
Okay.
I wanted to make it a little less wordy, so it's just Casa del Sol, House of the Sun.
So what exactly do you do with that or for that? Like, what do you like? Throw events? Do you?
Right. Yeah. So we're an events production company, right? And so we put on our own events, as well as if you wanted to throw your event, we could come out with our stage or our setup, sound system, whatever you might need, silent disco,
all your equipment, right?
Exactly, because we offer different services, right? Different entertainment packages. But then essentially the goal of all this is to lift up artists that are local. So essentially, eventually what I want to do is have like a local artist catalog.
Okay.
Of different artists. And it's not just musicians, right? There's so many different arts out there. And depending on your perspective, what do you think art form is, right? Because in everybody's eyes, this is art, this is not art. Is a hairdresser art? Is a, you know what I'm saying?
Is a podcast art?
Hell yes. And if you're really, honestly, from my perspective personally, life is art. Everything's art, right? To a certain degree. But like, what I want to do is have certain categories of artists that are local eventually. And so it'll be a hub so people can come and say, hey, what artists do I want to come and like hire or feature? And so you can come to a central location that are artists within the general vicinity. You can hire those artists out. So
I think I would agree with that, though. Like, life in general is art. Like, just off of us learning how to do editing and seeing how I edit compared to how he edits or she edits, it's like completely different. But that's like how art works in their mind. You know what I'm
your
saying?
Your own creative perspective, right?
Exactly.
And it just
so,
depends on your medium, right?
Right.
And so there's so many different mediums that like people don't even consider.
Right.
And so there's so many unexplored mediums, right? And even to like a mainstream person who's not really in the art like sector, like those people's minds have so much more to expand. Because like coming from, like you said, like you asked me that first question of like, when did you, come and wanted to create or whatever, right? And like at first that was never my intention. I just wanted to be a part of something and have a good time, right? And eventually I saw that I had a skill set and I had a certain talent that drew people in. And so I was like, hey, if I can make a living and make an impact on other people doing this, then why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I help other people express themselves? You know what I'm saying? No matter what your art form is.
When we crossed paths, there was something that you had said. You were like, why not do it now? Why not like take my chance now, bet on myself right now, follow my passion? You could always go back to the regular grind, but you can't do it at like, say, you can do it at any time, but like at 60, you wouldn't be able to have the same vibrant energy, be able to work long hours, all that stuff. Like,
right. Yeah, I mean, like, same things goes, like, the same mindset of, like, athletics or staying in shape, right? Like, you're only young once where, like, you want to go on these adventures where you're hiking, whatever. When you're 60 years old and you're not in that good physical shape, you can't do that. Right. Same thing with a business, right? Like, yeah, there's a certain cap at the end, but right now, creatively, we're in our primes, really, where our minds are expanding. We have all this opportunity where I think we need to capitalize on that because, as we get older, right?
Well, and I think that's why, too, is because we get older, so we have that mindset of, like, making the money. Right, making money. Like, when you're 19, you're not worried about, does this benefit me financially? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. So I definitely agree with that.
I'm over here blown away a little.
Why? Why are you blown away? I was going to say, she's awfully quiet.
Because in my head, I feel like I'm an artist in a very untraditional way. And I believe the impact that I'm supposed to make on the world is a very, like, unconventional thing and something that doesn't exist. So it's cool to see that, like, you're creating good mental health. You're creating a space of belonging. You're creating a space where, like, people can be weird for whatever that looks like to them, and you're normalizing it, and you're finding a way to get paid to do it. Like, it's just, it's a flex. So I don't know. I'm taking it in, if I'm being honest.
The impact you made on my kids that day, I literally.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was at your house, now it makes sense because our little nephew or cousin, he had some headphones on has a little iPad attached to it, and anytime somebody would like go to put his headphones on, he's like, "Those are mine." They put it on, he'd be like,
That's awesome.
They couldn't wait to be like grown, like not grown, but they really thought that they were finally
Like
living.
in there, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and like the fact that you had it to where it was like family friendly, everything, like the vibe was so positive, and there would be just random people. They would stop, get in, and then they would take off, and then some new people were going. I mean, I'm talking, it was that like 6 to 10 people awkwardness, but everybody feeling like free. Once you got inside the matrix, you like let go, and we were like.
We're on our
in
own
the
little
moment,
world, right? We're on our own little world.
well,
Yeah.
and that's what I was gonna say is everybody is there for the same thing. So why would they judge you? You know, it's like the strip club theory.
Yeah.
Everybody's here either to shake some ass or buy some ass. So who's gonna judge you?
you?
Yeah, and I appreciate that so much, and that's what that's what I live for. These moments where you guys are like, that made such a good impact on me, right? Mm-hmm. And like you said, there's people who are just drawn to it, and I love that. I love being able to create a space where people just like want to come and be themselves. And like with the silent disco, it's a perfect like example of just being in your own world, right? Having your own headphones on, where like this world kind of like starting to head that way, right? Digitally, and being in your own world and creating your own future, right? And so if we can create those experiences for people that they can be inspired and go on and pass that inspiration to other people, like what we're doing through our artwork,
Right.
you know, and I don't even know, we haven't even gone into what y'all are doing yet, but like, I'm excited to see how y'all are going to make an impact, because hopefully that'll be a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? And like through your children, through the people that are come in contact with you, hopefully that'll inspire them to do, or to pick up and to quit their 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Colin Lano with Lano Insurance. He's been a proud sponsor of the Random Realness podcast for over a year now.
Call Colin. If you need car insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, or motorcycle insurance.
Call Colin. If you live in Idaho, Oregon, Utah, Montana, and need coverage, call Colin at 208-639-0412.
One thing that I think is super dope about that whole concept of what you're doing and like the silent discos and stuff is you're not trying to attract like people that are like you, but people that have the same energy as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're all different. Like, obviously, we're all different. You know, like we all like different things. We all have different hobbies. Blah blah blah. Right. But I feel like all of our energy is very similar to each other. You know,
for sure.
And you could tell like when you meet somebody that's genuine right out of the gate. You know, so I think that's a super dope thing, because you don't have to be a specific person. You can come and enjoy it as long as you're okay with enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Being yourself and enjoying it. So
yeah, no, and that's something that I like. Really, I feel like God's blessed me with is being able to connect with different people and saying, because we all are humans at the end of the day. We all suffer the same struggles. We all got to pay our bills. We all got to freaking eat. We all got to sleep. We all got to do this like bullshit to survive, right? But if we can find common connections with people, despite our differences, I think that's where the beauty of art really lies.
Right.
Because with events or with gatherings where people come together, there's a commonality that we share, right? Because we're coming together for a certain purpose, for a certain goal or whatever, right? And for that 2-3 hours, that moment, those barriers are fucking dissolved. You know what I'm saying? And we can see each other
completely down.
Exactly, and we see each other for really like just being humans, like not this superficial exterior fucking avatar that we're in, this skin that we're in. Because really, that's all it is. Like if we can touch each other's fucking, that sounded so gay. Sorry. If we touch each other's souls, if we can, give me some. If we can touch each other's souls, if we can like connect on that deeper level, and just for a minute, like I feel like these other like BS things that we disagree on, we can like come to a certain understanding with, right?
Yeah.
Because like we can come down and say like, like we're humans, dude. I can feel your struggle.
Left
You can feel my
side.
struggle.
Strong
Right
side.
Left side. Strong side.
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Back to that.
But yeah, we're gonna circle
come to
back.
that
We're
right
gonna
now,
circle
though.
back on that.
Okay,
I do
okay.
want to say something that I appreciate. I was sad that I didn't make it to the silent disco. It's crazy to know that now it's yours and the paint. Remember I told you and the paint vinyl thing. I was pissed off I missed it.
Hey, we'll have more
But-
of those though. That's gonna be my staple thing. Is the
Okay,
vinyl
bet.
art. But
So,
I didn't promote the silent disco, so no worries.
Okay, so the silent disco, to me, what makes it tight is like you're saying, ultimately with technology, all of us are going to be so isolated and lonely eventually that I feel like stuff like that teaches us when we're in isolated spaces that we still have memories with people we love.
Right.
Like we're going to have to at some point find a way, if we want to like really connect with each other, we're going to have to be able to like all be in the same room and
Right.
be on different pages and be comfortable in that space. And I feel like that's what a silent disco does.
Yeah, because we dealt with this weird thing of COVID, right? Where like the world was going through like we're separated and we have to be separated for however long, right? And that really like socially screwed up a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so, and I saw that like working at Paylocity, you know, it's a very tech heavy job where this like these people were very isolated, right? And we were trying to get people to come back, but it was so different and difficult to get people to come back. And so if you can create these spaces where people feel safe, and that's why like if you go to my website, my first thing that you see is like it says welcome home. Because I want people to feel like they're at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And because if you feel at home, you feel comfortable. Take your shoes off. When I'm at home, I'm in my boxers. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. And so, like, and that's what I want people to feel like when they're, coming to our events or like having their own events, you know, or showcasing their artists. I want them to feel like they're going to a place where they feel like they're comfortable and they can be themselves at home. And like, I hope you guys felt that, you know what I'm saying? And you're in your own world of the silent disco and you can like feel like nobody's looking at you or like judging you or watching you to a certain degree. And so really that's like the mission behind this is to create a space like that.
Kind of our mission or like Chamber's intentions with this podcast, because it was in his head first, but it was like we would have these conversations like as like a group, and he's like, we should just put this on camera. This should feel like a regular conversation. Like there's times where we just like forget that we're recording,
Right.
and that's how sometimes we get on some of the most random and the realest things is because like to your point where you say like welcome home, we're like, hey, we're just chilling. We're just kicking it.
And people appreciate that. And I think nowadays that's where everybody's heading is the authenticity factor of things where like, even with like what I'm starting at, like to me, like it's weird to be in front of a camera. Like, and like just to like, I started a YouTube channel, but I don't have any videos up yet because I like feel weird videotaping myself because that's just not who I am. But like at the end of the day, if you can capture these authentic moments where we're having like right now, people will connect with that, right? And so, like the most successful people now who are doing podcasts, like Joe Rogan, you just sit and forget, and we're just like chilling. We're having a good time. There's no pressure, and like the first 10 minutes, you're like a little nervous if you've never done a podcast like myself before. But like then eventually you just chill into it.
Or if you've done 17 episodes. Like,
Oh, I'm still nervous over here. I'm not calm yet.
Yeah, but even then, you like forget like, and that's the thing. Like even with art, right? Like if you have this mindset that you're making it for somebody else, that's the wrong mindset to have. You're really making it for your self-expression. Like, and that's what I've started to realize as I've started to create my own things and my own art because I've finally felt like, oh, I don't need to go out and create something perfect off the bat. I know I'm going to go out and fuck up and make mistakes.
Fail.
Dude, because that's the part, like, you listen to anybody who's been successful, they'll tell you that.
How many times they failed before they got there.
Exactly. Like, I listened to an Ed Sheeran little mini clip video. He's like, I wrote 1 million songs that were shit before I went and, wrote some good songs, and then I go back to writing shit songs, but, like, eventually, like, you just keep the repetition of it.
We talk about him a lot on here. Do you know who La Russell is?
Love Russell?
La Russell, yeah.
No.
He's an artist from Vallejo, but he's like 100% independent.
Vallejo, California?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm actually doing my show, Proud to Pay show.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
From
On 420?
Yeah, right.
Hey, yo.
From like he kind of started that proud to pay thing, like him and Nipsey
Yeah.
Hussle. But he like will throw shows at his house, blah blah blah. But I've seen multiple. He's all about like, it doesn't matter how many times you got to shoot 1,000 shots or swing 1,000 times. All it takes is one to go over.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
the more you make and the more shots you take or swings you take,
better chance you're
the
gonna
more
have. Right? I mean, like, it's as simple as that.
Right. So, because like another example, Russ, that fool was making music for 10 years basically before he popped, and then
Right.
once it was that one song, everybody backtracked to who is this
Right,
guy?
and then
now,
what was that one song?
And you're like, oh my god, all your shit's fire.
now you can retire. Yeah, right,
right,
so-
because then he got discovered, right?
exactly.
And so it just takes that one thing,
One time.
right?
Yep.
And all these artists and all these people out here are saying the same thing. Is you just got to be consistent.
Yep.
It's consistency is what's key.
Where are you finding your artists?
Where am I finding them?
Yeah.
Just like
He said
this,
when I
bro.
got to the events, right?
like going out and like going to things that I love to do and just organically meeting people. Like a lot of the crowd that I run with now, I've met over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Like EDM folks or
You know
whatever.
who
Shout out
Flow
to Keith
State
and all my
is?
boys. Flow State.
Flow State
I've heard of.
or
I've heard the
Tej.
name. No, but I couldn't say I like know their faces.
Yeah, no worries. I just thought I'd ask.
But yeah, like, because I've just now I've gone to events here in Boise over the last 4 years, right? But I worked the 9 to 5, so it wasn't like I was all in doing like trying to go out and network with people, right? But over the last 6 months, really, I've kind of trying to do that and meet people and really just vibe with people and see who is on my same energy, trying to have the same kind of vision that I have, right? And like gather people, hopefully, who have the same similar mindset where we can collaborate, right?
Right.
And that's really like the antithesis behind what I'm doing is like I'm trying to collaborate with whoever wants to collaborate in the area, and I'm trying to lift up other people, and we're trying to lift each other up because that's really
How you win?
it's weird because in Boise that's a norm here. Where in other cities people are stomping on each other. It's really competitive. Where here in Boise and the Treasure Valley in Idaho in general, like I've seen over the little time that I've been here, like, and the people that I've talked to, they're all like, everybody's trying to help each other. Like, because we know that it's a small market right now, but in the next 5 to 10 years, like, we're going to blow up. Like, as it has been, right?
Keep Boise kind. Open a door for somebody. Say hi.
Exactly.
Right?
Say, I ain't this thing for
Well, that's a good thing, though, about people moving here, right? Because, like, all the natives are like, oh, these Californians, and, like,
whatever. Yeah,
most of the people who are
Washington.
moving from other states are trying to escape the bullshit. So they're mostly cool people, from my experience.
How I G-check people on the Greenbelt is I'm like, hey, hey,
Right.
hey.
Every single person, nigga, will be on a fucking bike ride or a walk. This nigga's, hey. I said, nigga, we've been walking for 40 minutes and you said
75% of them will say what's up to you.
Yeah,
too,
that's what I'm
right?
saying.
That's
And if
what I'm
I go
saying.
on a cold streak, I'm like, oh, shit's
Bro.
changed right now. If I go 3 in a row,
He's like,
and then I'll tell
goddamn
my wife,
Californians.
I'm like, baby, you say hi. Because if they're ignoring her, I'm like, okay, y'all all just dicks. You know, like,
if you're in
they
a-
might just hate on me because I'm a boy or whatever. But like,
Right.
if a girl waves at like a boy,
right.
they're gonna be like, hey, you know, like that's
in
how
a
I know if
different
I'm on a
city,
heat
it's
check.
weird. Like catcalling too, bro. That doesn't like it happens here, but like to the
Very
extent that it
rare,
happens there, they're
very rare.
like
Yeah.
females feel to the females that have told me feel more comfortable walking around boys.
Yeah, why that boy get his logo smooth on? He said, you females told me. He said, you know, I had a few tell me a couple things. I ain't gonna repeat it, but you know, he said, I'm gonna eat it before I mistreat it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't kiss and tell, you know.
He said, but we was fucking.
Wild. I wasn't ready.
I don't kiss and tell, but yeah, I hit it from the back. I said, wow, okay. He said, I didn't kiss a bitch. I'm trying to tell you.
How are you building your team out? Because I know one of the dudes that was with you, he had the HEB hat. That's when I
Yeah.
knew it was real. I was like, oh
Jay.
man, where did you get that?
So really, honestly, like I have no plan to build my team out. Like I'm just going off the cuff.
Yeah.
I'm just figuring it out as I go. Jay just happened to be in a similar situation where he was stuck in San Antonio, and he just felt like he needed to get out. He had been there his whole life, lived there his whole life, and he's really been like such a great like person to like be there for me through what I'm going through as well, like because we're going through it together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's a great photographer. He just doesn't have the confidence yet to say, I'm going to go out and like get jobs. I'm like, dude, you're amazing. Like, look at the stuff you're putting out.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the equipment or, you know, the know-how to get those things together, but he'll figure it out, and he's a smart guy. He'll get it. And there's already people starting to hit him up off of what we've done to like get business from him. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, dude, you just need to figure out how to, you know, set your prices and market yourself to be able to go out there. And obviously once you get those jobs, buy equipment to do different gigs and depending on what you're doing. But anyway, most of those guys were just volunteers out there. Just like, I was just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. If y'all would like to have, like Keith, the guy in the, tie-dye.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, dude, I'm about what you're doing. He just recently quit his 9-to-5 to pursue similar things where he's like in the EDM community very heavily here in Boise. And he had his last day of work on Wednesday this last week. And yeah, he's like trying to pursue event coordination and production as well. So we're going to be teaming up doing like some raves and some some silent discos and stuff. So
Quick question.
yeah.
So I know you just started this, but have you ever seen or have you had anybody do hip hop shows at your silent disco? Because the year Tree Fort, or the year COVID happened, I was supposed to perform at a silent disco, and then Tree Fort got canceled.
Damn.
And so I was going to ask if that was you, but then you said that you just started this up, and so that's what I was going to say.
That was my first silent disco. That was my first event we've ever thrown.
Okay, you said that, duh.
Yeah, no, you're good. And so, actually, the first silent disco I went to ever was in San Antonio, and there was 3 different DJs, and one of them was a hip-hop DJ, right? Because you want diversity of music when you're doing 3 different channels, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would love to, like, have a silent disco where I experienced in the first place, where I had 3 DJs, right, come out and have everybody just go to different channels. It's just like a different experience. It's really
That's how they are in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to do anything special to like pull your truck up and how you did that one at that park? Did you have
or anything?
So it just depends on the location, right? Who owns the property? Mm-hmm. So initially we were going to, and I applied to be permitted to throw what we did in front of City Hall. Mm-hmm. And I was just too late to the game because I'm just starting everything, and I'm just like, oh, these ideas are popping up. So I'm just like, 2 weeks before Tree Fort, I was like, what if we had this event?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I went and like applied for permits, and they were like, hey, you're 2 days late on your permits. Oh. And I was like, damn. But I had City Hall that Saturday technically rented out not rented out because it's a free rental if you want their plaza.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. And so all I really had to figure out was my trailer pulling up in those parking spots, right? And so it's weird because Boise's and like Idaho's in this weird thing where like freedom and like laws, but if you get into the city of Boise, they're way more like they cuff you up in there. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that like I wanted to do things right. I was going to show up at City Hall with a trailer and a fucking sound system. They're not like going to come shut me down when I have a DJ and like all this stuff happening.
Yeah.
So due to the fact that we weren't able to get those permits approved in time, I was like, I'm not going to go and show up to City Hall because I didn't get my permits approved. Mm-hmm. But we just went 3 blocks down the road, which actually worked out better for us because of what we were doing with the vinyls. Because the record exchange is 1 block away from that. So a lot of people who are walking to the record exchange were walking right by us.
Oh, cool.
Doing the vinyl art.
Yeah.
So all those people who were going to record exchange were coming and taking vinyl art. So I was like, oh, that worked out better. But so yeah, it's just event dependent, right? So initially, one of my thoughts was to have house parties where I rent out houses and have artists go to people's houses because there's certain houses
that'd be crazy.
Imagine this: having the trailer pull up in the back of somebody's backyard and having a huge back because dude, in Idaho, there's so many backyards that have like acres of land, like Cuna,
all over.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be crazy.
And so imagine just pulling up and having a whole like concert. You know what I'm saying? And having this all like in somebody's backyard. So Casa del Sol, House of the Sun. So having it in people's houses would be like a cool thought. So sorry to tangent, but going back to the mission and how like the long-term goal of what we're trying to do, which I don't think I've told y'all this. Mm-hmm. So from the experience that I had in Michigan with Joe Hurtler and the Rainbow Seekers is what that band was called that I introduced and all that stuff.
Sorry to cut you off. Your Siri on your watch is going crazy.
I'm telling it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's taking on my.
You know what I'm saying? They listening. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, big brother? I paid my taxes.
But the big picture.
But the big picture of like what God gave to me, or the universe, or wherever y'all want to call it, after what happened with Joe Hurley and the Rainbow Seekers, I came back to Boise and I went up on the mountain to Bogus Basin by myself because nobody would come with me. And I was like, this is the year of follow through for me. Whether people are coming with me or not to go camping or do whatever I'm going to do this year, I'm going to go regardless.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because people were just like, people just flake out. They just have their own lives, they have their own things. So I went up there to Bogus and I was watching the sunset happen. And I was just like, imagine a venue up here in the foothills of Boise that overlooks the Treasure Valley that could be host to artists of all mediums, kind of like the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver, Colorado, that overlooks the city of Denver, right? And so when I was up on the mountain, I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about this and talking about this.
This shit sounds dope.
And so there's a lot of parallels between the story, but what God told me was like that I was supposed to create an amphitheater in the foothills of Boise that overlooks the Treasure Valley that could be home to artists.
That's fire.
And so essentially, here's the weird thing. Casa del Sol, when I figured out the name and all that behind that, because my nickname is Sunshine, as y'all know.
Yeah.
And
Sunshine
on a cloudy day.
Go ahead.
But I created Casa del Sol, which is House of the Sun, and I didn't even know what it was going to be. And so, shoot, I'm tangenting off right now. Look at me.
Well, you could tell us why you go by Sunshine since you're on that.
Let's do that. Let's do that tangent. I'm sorry, because there's multiple ways we could go. So Sunshine, how I got my nickname of Sunshine. Shout out to all the San Antonio Pat Neff and Marshall High School people. Hopefully that are watching
Pat and
this.
F.
Pat Neff Middle School. Pat Neff Texans.
Okay.
That's where my basketball career started. That's where I got coined the nickname. So I was
The
trying out
mascot is Pafanefskins?
Pafanefskins Texans. We're the Texans, actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was trying out for the 8th grade basketball team. Never played basketball in my life before. And we were doing a drill around the freaking track. And I finished the drill first. And head coach comes up to me and he's like, what's your name, Sunshine? Because I had long blonde hair, of course, right?
Like Remember the Titans.
Like Remember the Titans, right? That reference. And from then on,
Just stuck.
all the guys just dogged me forever. Sunshine, sunshine. And it helped that I was a decent athlete, a decent basketball player, and like Sunshine was, right? Yeah. And so that nickname stuck with me through middle school, high school basketball, and it kind of hopefully emulates my personality of trying to be positive and outgoing and just trying to see the bright things of life. And so I didn't really kind of own the nickname until the last couple of years, where I was trying to do Casa del Sol and trying to brand myself, if you will, to kind of have like a vision and a mission behind what I'm doing, and hopefully people can see that.
All the dudes were making fun of you in high school, but then the girls were like, I'm with Sunshine. I don't know if Sunshine. I'm with Sunshine. They're like, what? You like Sunshine?
They said summer's always better than winter.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking that they must not have seen the movie if they're making fun of you for being called Sunshine. He had everybody.
Yeah, he was the
He was hitting
man.
the yoga in the yard.
Right.
Do you yoga? I mean, do you do yoga?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No, not about that.
Don't judge me here.
I am
You just
about
had
it, but,
Sunshine, so...
I don't do it on the regular, but yeah. So yeah, on the venue part of it, huh?
So we had you at to bounce back to the other one of our bubbles.
Yeah.
You were talking about how your goal and your dream from your God was you were on top of the... Was that bad?
No.
But you were on top of
God,
because whoever it is,
Yeah.
you were on top of the
bogus
mountain,
basin.
and you were looking over the city, and you were playing a silent disco, and that sounds so damn elite. It's insane. But the way that I saw it, and it could have been because my own wild way of thinking, is just how like therapeutic and how much like art therapy. It then turns into art therapy.
right?
Is that at all an intention of the direction, or is that just in my head?
For sure. I mean, like, because I find the therapy and connection with nature, right, when I was up there, like, experiencing that moment. And like we said, circling back to Idaho, Like, you just find that out here so often. And so, like with what I'm doing with the trailer, right? Everything's going to be outdoors and nature-centric because it's an outdoor venue on wheels. And so, if we could connect that, and I don't know how y'all are in nature, but like me, every time I go into nature, I'm like, dude, just be able to be out there in peace and just like kind of recenter myself throughout the hustle and bustle of life, and then come back to the hustle and grind. You all need that recentering. So.
Right.
But
He's a camper.
I was gonna say he don't believe in shit like that.
This dude's a camper.
I'm a camper, dude. I mean,
as soon as I get up there, I'm like, when am I getting home?
He said, "I don't got any fucking bars up here."
Like where? Like I need to be connected.
Really?
That's how I
He's a
feel.
fucking loser.
I don't know.
It's a fucking loser.
Okay, all right. Loser talking. Okay, so here I am.
Loser,
right?
that's me.
Right. No, I don't know. Just like when I get out there, like I'm good for like a day trip.
right.
I do not want to
It's
spend
not for everybody, though.
time
That's
out
what I'm saying.
there.
Right.
But this fella right here, this your guy right here, he'll be out there for a whole week
be out there.
filming an episode.
We'll be out there this summer.
I'm saying.
Kel, what are you? Are you a camper?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very new to the nature world. I have been camping. I've done like the things. I'm not anti camping. I'm only gonna go with people who are camping people.
know what they're
I'm
doing,
not
right?
one of the people
You're
that's
not
like.
about to go by yourself.
Well, no, it's not that. I'm definitely not going by myself.
That's
But I'm saying I'm not even going with like if my homies, because I have some that they're my homies for real, but they say that they're campers, but I don't trust them in like real life world. So there's no way that I'm going out camping with them.
He
and
said, "Yeah, we
expect
brought
them to-
hot dogs, barbecue sauce, and a couple loaves of bread. We'll be all right."
Now
for the week.
the food isn't my concern. And I feel like for real, we'll figure that out. We need something. It's just everything else. It's the direction. It's the setup. It's am I where the bears are? Am I not? Like, do I need to worry about the water? Like, there's just everything else that I'm worried about.
She said,
I'm from the city. I'm real city, and I'm trying not to be.
"She said we'll figure something out to eat." Nigga, no, you won't. You're in the middle of nowhere. If you
No,
don't bring food.
they would bring food. My
you hunt it
concern is that,
yourself.
well, that escalated quickly. We could get some squirrel or some fish or something. I wasn't worried about the food part. That's not my issue for camping.
But speaking of the hunted, South Carolina taking down the big gunner, the big goat.
Okay, but
Wait.
Stop you there. Why is South Carolina not the big goat?
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
Well, like
They're
just a
38-0.
I know, and I've been telling everybody the last 2 weeks about your perspective on that because I was like, that's crazy.
They're 38-0 plus 411 points above their opponents, and you're saying they took down the big dog.
They're 74-1. But to your, I think your point was they put Caitlyn on this amplified her like she was the person that was going to walk through the tournament. But you're sitting here, how'd you overlook a team that's undefeated? And when you gave me that, I've been spreading that everywhere like wildfire the last 2 weeks.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw the Yukon moving screen call, I'm like, "Oh, this shit's ready for. Caitlin's got to win it."
You thought it was like
Yeah, I'm like,
rigged.
"Oh,
This
she's
is
for
setup,
sure."
right?
Yeah, I'm like, "There's no way." You watched the game, of
course.
Yeah.
That
what did you think?
pissed me
What did you
off.
think of the?
Which one? The Yukon?
No, both that play specifically, but about the women's final.
Here's the thing. I don't think, as a former referee, you should call the game any differently in certain situations. If you're going to call the game consistently, you call it consistently through the whole game. If you're going to call that game moving and screaming in the first quarter, you're going to call it the same situation.
Which wasn't.
You
the
gotta be
case.
consistent.
Right.
No matter what you are as an official, and all my officials out there, shout out.
Shut up. You
Because
heard me.
I officiated high school and middle school basketball, which is terrible to officiate. But you got to be consistent and you got to be confident with your calls, right? Like, so if you're going to call that in the fourth quarter, you got to call in the first, right? So, but with the championship game,
Who were you going for first off? You can say Caitlin. We ain't gonna jump you, dog.
It's not even about that.
honestly, I love Dawn Staley too, though. I love her, dude. She's
He didn't even know who that was.
I
So
didn't.
good.
I had to pull a
And
card.
her emotions at the end of the game,
But
dude.
but he
Come
knows.
on.
But he knew who Pat Summitt was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He said,
Okay, Iowa comes out, goes up like 15-2.
17-4 or something.
and everybody's like, "Hi, Caitlin, let's go!" Hitting all those threes, right?
Yeah.
What was going through your head?
She pulled that 30-footer. Oh my
I
God.
said, I'm really happy that we got to see a good like game of basketball. That's what I was impressed. I knew that it was impossible to sustain.
Yeah, okay.
There's the only team that we've shown, like we've seen that they're like able to be that consistent is UConn. They're the only ones that can have somebody play 40 minutes. The Iowa cannot play that frame of basketball for 40 minutes.
And so were you just like, I don't know who you were watching it with, but did you have any Iowa friends that were watching it at the same time where you were like...
No, I made sure.
I have a brain fart by girl that was guarding Caitlin Clark.
Raven Johnson. Dog.
Hey,
So let me just give you a little quick backstory of Raven Johnson. So Raven Johnson last year... really, she says she almost quit basketball because the way that she was being guarded. When Caitlin Clark was guarding her and she was at the 3-point line, Caitlin Clark was literally like,
that's
you're not going to shoot. Yeah, that's that same girl. She was like, you're not going to do nothing. So then Raven Johnson put in a work all offseason,
so
and
she could shoot.
She was making some buckets, and then she said that she was going to guard her and make sure she understood that it was personal.
That's fire.
Wow.
Shout out to Dawn Staley for
That's why once they won, she said the revenge tour is over.
Did you see when she was on the fast break, went behind the bag and tried to hit that? If she would have hit that.
That's Lay Butter. That's the one we talked about at the very, very beginning when I brought up South Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, that's not the same girl that we were just talking about?
That's not Raven Johnson. Raven Johnson is the defender.
That girl that is...
She's a freshman.
Absolute problem.
Yeah, she's a freshman.
Be a dog by the time she leaves.
I said if that went in, I was like, what am I watching? Like
you should look some of her other highlights where she's jellying the shit out of them.
The crazy part, that's one of the few that she's missed. She don't miss those. Right. That's what she does.
Yeah,
wow.
She's the Kyrie of finishing down there.
All right, so who'd you want? I'm sorry, did you say that? Who'd you want in the national championship winners?
I really just like... I'm a fan of basketball, so I just wanted to have a competitive game.
Right.
I'm one of those guys that, like, if I don't have a horse in the race, I just want, like, to go double overtime and, like, have a buzzer beater, right?
I feel you.
Right? Because it's, like, the intensity's high, and you have a better experience, and, like, you're not...
It's a good game.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, if you don't have a horse in the race, I hope that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, I had a horse in the race.
Who's your squad?
My squad? Like,
who?
Women's basketball?
Or just in general, your college team?
Honestly, I just love the competitiveness of the tournament. I'll root for UT every time, but them dudes, every time I think they're going to go somewhere, I'm like, dude.
They just let you down.
Bro.
I'm in the same boat, dude.
Don't tell me you're a Cowboy fan. Are you a Cowboy fan?
I'm by proxy. Obligation. That's it.
So,
I don't really root for them realistically.
Oh, my gosh.
Oops, sorry. Random motherfucker. If anybody was wondering, the men's game, 5 minutes, 12 seconds left.
It's on right now, huh?
65-47 UConn.
Wow.
Nice.
65.
I want UConn to win.
18 with 5 minutes
I want
left.
UConn to win, so hell yeah.
I want a good game.
I feel like
terrible.
everybody and their mom took UConn for the men's side.
Well, I won't lie. I wanted North Carolina State. I wanted them to win, but once they didn't, I wanted UConn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted the Big Cat to beat Purdue, too.
Yeah. DJ
Zach
Burns.
Randolph 2.0.
DJ Burns is nice. Yeah.
He's nice.
Lightweight.
Low key.
Yeah.
He said, I study Hakeem Olajuwon, but I'm built like Zach Randolph.
Yeah, I will also say their team is, like, there's some solid individuals because when they were playing against Purdue, that game was so slow because they were letting it be big man ball, and they don't do that no more. So that was kind of nice to see, even though it wasn't what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, do you think that Eddie or Edie Fool is going to be anything in the NBA? The big 7-footer for Purdue.
How tall is he?
I don't know. He's
like
got to be
7'3". I thought he was 7'3" or 7'1".
I think 7'3", 7'4". I just don't think he has an outside game. So nowadays,
all big
nowadays
men have
NBA,
well, not all of them, but like
right, and that's what I'm
ones.
saying. If you don't, you're not.
He appears
in.
more common. He seems like more of a, dime a dozen type of guy at that level.
It would be cool to see him like redo like the Shaq type vibe or something
coming
like
back
that.
to bully ball.
Yeah, just
DJ
slow
Burns,
the game
it's
down.
back with him. With him, it is. He definitely plays.
Who's the one from North Carolina State? Big boy,
DJ Burns.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna do well in the NBA?
I think that he can, because someone's gonna take him under his wing and he gonna get in some fire ass shape.
And he can handle the ball, so even
He's
if he
smooth.
can't shoot, he can still.
Did you think he got owned in that Purdue game by Big Boy, Big Man?
No,
against Big Boy.
No, I think it was good competitive, but I don't think I owned.
I would say, I don't think it was owned, but I definitely.
Purdue won.
Yeah, they did.
Speaking of one, J. Cole up one, or is he down one because he apologized? How do we feel about it?
I think it takes a real human being to apologize. I think,
and he wasn't apologizing for Kendrick. He was apologizing for himself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I'm sorry for what I said. It was more so, I'm sorry I got out of character.
Yeah, I'm big on integrity, and I think the same level of disrespect you should give somebody, that's the same level of apology. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't even know that the beef was happening. When you sent me the album and I listened through the whole album, there was like a piece where I was like feeling like he was talking to somebody, but I was assuming he was just talking about
in general,
the average rapper, like on the KOD album where he was just like speaking to the other team of like drug addicts that rap. And so I thought he was just like doing that. And then like when I got on the internet that day, it was like, oh, this person's taking shots at J. Cole, and then I thought at first it was Kendrick versus Drake. Then I find out it's Metro Boomin versus Drake, and then I thought for a second too, I thought it was Drake versus J. Cole, and I'm like, they just did a song together. Like now they're fighting. I'm like, what did Drake do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking maybe he had done something. Out
it was Kendrick versus everybody.
Yeah. And there is a Metro Boomin piece, and I was like, he's not a rapper. Isn't he a producer?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
Metro Boomin smacking them.
You guys already know I'm not a Kendrick fan.
Yeah.
And when I listened to the diss record, I was like,
not impressed?
No. Not even a little bit.
Was the whole song a diss? Or just like...
If it was, it confused me because it didn't sound like it. I mean, I hear the nigga made 3 or 4 song references about J. Cole or Drake songs or their albums. Like he brought up All Dogs or whatever, Drake's latest album. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like he said anything. Like, nigga, if you compare what J. Cole said to him, he said, nigga, your first album was a classic. Your second album was tragic. Third one put us to sleep, but they gassed it. Nigga, almost...
Yeah.
I said, talk to him! Let him know!
That is exactly how you felt.
On God. I almost ripped my shirt.
It was like going to a Broadway play. It was entertaining the one time through. It's like, oh, that's very
He said, yeah, put us to sleep, but they definitely guessed it. Yeah. But, and it's like, in comparison... I write music. So, and somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, who do you think, you know, I'm like, it's not even close. If you were to take J. Cole's lyrics and put them on a sheet and then take Kendrick's lyrics and put them on a sheet, you know how much space would be on his shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like so if J. Cole would have 400.
Why are you saying why are you over here doing bang? Nigga, I don't want to hear you rap. Say something about this. Nigga, he just cooked you. Nigga, what are we talking about?
Like, he like, turn me up. I'm about to go in. They're like, nigga, go in. Yeah. He's like, hold up. No, I got it.
Said, okay, so now that we have the ad-libs, you going to switch your verse or...
I just appreciate J. Cole.
Yeah, I think it was fire. I think his apology was dope. A lot of people gave him flack for it.
Yeah, but those are cowards.
What do you think? I know you said you weren't too hip on the situation. So, diss record comes out. Kendrick drops a diss record going crazy at J. Cole. And, well, I don't want to say going crazy, but mentioning J. Cole.
And then J. Cole came out with a track dissing him back. And then he rebutted on the track, right? He took it back?
No. So, he dropped an album. And then on one of the songs, basically... J. Cole responds to Kendrick, right, and he goes ham on him, like basically breaks down his whole career, right? Okay. And then
pulls the song off the album.
Oh, right. He took it off.
You can't go to Apple Music and do it. He pulled the song off.
I didn't realize.
That's what I heard today too.
So
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't know that, but
I didn't either.
I did a little bit of research.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the hell.
Yeah. But then J. Cole came out with like a 3-minute apology, just basically saying how it fucked him up internally. He's like, I've been sleeping good for 10 years, and I've been trying to avoid this back and forth B shit.
Right.
Like, and especially I admire him and I look up to him for what he's done to for the game and blah blah blah. You think that's a bitch move, or what do you think?
I think it's a fucking
character
move, because if you're a fucking real man, you admit your mistakes.
Right.
If you think it's a mistake,
Right.
I think it takes way more character to say that's out of character
I'm wrong
for myself
right.
than to say, oh, no, I'm cool. Like, this wasn't a mistake, right? That wasn't out of character for me.
Yeah.
So,
and I was talking with my brother a little bit about the situation, and I think it just comes down to I'm competitive, and I accidentally took my gloves off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to go that far, but everybody was like, nigga, we want blood.
And somebody ran. He was just walking. J. Cole doing his regular thing. Somebody come and punch him in the face.
Right.
He was like, "Oh shit, bam!"
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh damn, I didn't mean to do that."
I would have sat you down and talked to you, my brother.
Yeah,
That was a perfect analogy. That's how I feel like that's. And even the apology. What I appreciated is that he didn't apologize for anything except for like him stepping out of his character, and that I love. Like it makes it solid. It makes it where we know we could believe it. Because if it would have been like, I didn't mean that, when all of us are now connected to those words, we'd be like, bro, you lying. You meant it. You just didn't mean to say it. So I like that he went about it the way he did.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. He wasn't like apologizing for what he said.
Yeah.
He was apologizing for getting out of character.
How about this? He actually had.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
He said, "How about this?
No.
Drake actually wrote it for him, and then they had a falling out because he didn't want to."
He knew about what happened last summer. You know what I'm saying? In the Hummer, bulletproofed out, going dumber. I was in the bay. There was people around me doing yay, but not me, because I stay paid. No, anyway, hold on, check this out.
Did he do it?
Anyway, go crazy.
Oh, damn, I didn't even mean to do it that way. Okay, yeah. All right, check this out. But the thing that was like, he had features on his album. I mean, he be doing it like where he don't really have features, period. That was like such a good fucking album.
I agree.
Like,
there's a couple songs that I'm like, but
studio album slapped with the bars, with all the stuff.
yeah, he's rapping.
Anyway,
And I'm not even trying to throw a shot, but I feel like that's kind of like the shit that people expect from Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do your little singing shit, but we want you to rap. Like, you say that you're the top tier, blah, 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 and nigga rap. So,
I think he's just a great performer.
yeah. I think he's
he
a
falls
great...
into a different category of like...
That's what I said. He's a pop artist.
Yeah, I think he's a great artist, but I don't think he should be considered a great rapper.
Yeah.
are we talking about Drake right now?
Yes.
Or are you talking about J. Cole?
No, he's not
Talking about Drake.
Yeah,
Come
nigga.
on, man. Hop in the bus. I know you don't want to, but get on.
Where you at? I didn't know.
Get on this.
I mean,
Drake
so
bus.
you don't think Drake...
obviously a great performer.
Drake.
Like,
He's a great songwriter, but he's not
Yeah.
a great rapper. Because when you don't write...
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Let the boy speak. Let him speak. Do you think he's a rapper or is he not a rapper?
I think
If you have to think about it,
that
the answer.
music nowadays can fall into so many different genres because Drake embodies rap, hip hop, and like all the other things he does like as a performer. And so as a package, he's a great performer. But like, if you want to be fucking a stiffler for rapping,
No.
Is he a musician?
he's a musician.
He's a
everybody-
musician.
Or is he a magician? You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck you say? I'm doing card tricks and shit? The fuck? But yeah,
Okay.
it's, I just think if you listen to his albums, if not,
They're not
at least
rap albums.
okay, then he's not a rapper. You just answered the question.
Kel, do you
But he has
If it
rap
was-
aspects in his album.
But so does
where he's flowing on a rap.
But so
where
does
he's just,
Beyonce,
like, freestyling,
nigga.
right?
What are we talking about?
With what?
So does Beyonce. She has songs where she.
But you have
has
those
some-
aspects pumped in. Like, is it not rap?
You're
like-
not. No, you're just
So
not.
there's no aspects of rap in his shit at all.
No, he
hasn't got no rhyme or rhythm or nothing.
He can rap, but that's like saying if Miley Cyrus had a 16-bar verse, she's a rapper. That's not like because she raps doesn't make you a rapper.
But a lot of his music is based around the art form of rhymes and rap and rhythm. Like
if Drake's music catalog was a
not-
I don't think so.
portfolio
I think it's more
allocation,
pop
it would
music.
be it'd be about 60% rap.
yeah, that's what I
20%
think that's your argument because there's like
60s
it's
wild.
like you're
Yeah,
a purist.
I was gonna say it's absolutely
You're being
wild.
a purist, right? Or like, oh, he's not a rapper. Okay, what are you? What's your music?
I'm a rapper.
Does that
I
say
don't-
it? You don't have any hip hop. You don't have any other influence in your
Rap and hip hop is the same
okay.
thing.
Is it?
I think hip hop
Yeah,
is
it
the
is.
whole umbrella.
Yeah,
I think hip hop is the whole
Subcategories,
umbrella.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't think you can like put somebody into a box.
He's got a Drake back tattoo. These niggas got it together. It's so
I
easy.
don't think you can put somebody and say like, okay, because nowadays,
So then artists nowadays should just say that they're artists and not say
art has expanded, right? Because there's like from the base roots of things, right? Or with like soul music or like rock and roll, like they all started from a stem back in the day when music started, right? And now it's evolved so much. So there's cross genres that are taking influences from different genres.
He's trying to politely say he's not a rapper.
Yeah, it's okay.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. If it was a rapper only box,
Right.
box, can you put J. Cole in a rapper only box?
Yes, 100%.
And then but can you jam Drake in there?
No.
They'd be like, you can't get
No,
here.
Right.
no, nigga. I
Okay.
think
So a
collectively,
square,
you listen to all of his albums. Less than 50% of his music is rapping. That makes you not a rapper. If you don't majority of your music isn't in a genre, you're not that. If majority of your music is pop music, then you're pop music.
Okay. Hold on. Who here is half white?
Both of them.
You ain't white. Well, you ain't black.
But that's not.
Hold on, but you
we're
ain't
not
black.
talking about the same thing, though.
No,
What is
I
the
am
majority?
white. I am a white man. I've been a white man for a long time. I've been trying to get
What I'm
credit
saying is-
for being a goddamn
He
white
said,
man.
"I know I'm white. The costume."
My argument is this.
I'm just
I don't
fucking
think you
around.
have to be
I
a majority of something to identify as that.
I know, but that. So, do you think there's more than two genders? Oh, it's okay.
No.
You don't get
So-
to bite your tongue. I'm just asking.
I don't
a
know.
question. Okay,
I do. Random realness.
I
guy.
do. I'm just saying. I do.
Well, I mean, you can apply it to any like argument, right? But like,
Right,
I
but-
think like we're getting very like niche where it's like, okay, are you a rapper? That's a blanket general statement.
And it's
I think the statement of "Are you a rapper or do you rap?" is the difference.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, Drake can rap, but is he a rapper? No, I think he's, like you said, he does everything
I
else
think-
as well. So, and
That's-
he has a following in whatever he does. So that's what gets
Right.
him.
That's where our argument differentiates. Where you're saying, what's the question? Is he a rapper? What's the definition of are you a rapper, or do you just rap?
Right.
Because what's your definition of are you a rapper? It's got to be a majority. Your music is influenced
Right,
by rap,
right.
and you have to identify as that, right? Mm-hmm. But if not, like I'm just a rapper and I have that influence in my music.
Right. But
That's your definition
but-
of it.
but-
so his definition of "are you a rapper"
Right,
is different from
and it's-
yours.
right.
That's why we came back to that perspective thing of like,
it's 100% music based and that
Right.
or opinion based and that
Right.
especially hip hop, right? Like rap in general is opinion based.
Right.
He could think Kendrick Lamar is a better rapper than J. Cole, and I could give you 80,000 reasons why he's not. But that's not going
opinion
to
based. It's his opinion.
exactly. That's not going to change his opinion
Right.
unless
You
he
can influence it a
unless
little
he
bit.
has logic. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think any. Are you talking about the rapper
Huh?
Logic?
No, yeah,
No, I'm just joking. I don't think any. I doubt there's people out there that think Kendrick Lamar is better than J. Cole.
A lot of people do. If you read the comments on shit that like a motherfucker will post, oh nigga, J. Cole just apologized, what a bitch, and then you click on that on the comments, nigga, everybody's K-Dot's God. K-Dot's a goat. I'm like, man, what are we talking about? But that's what I'm saying.
No, that's hard.
You
People-
think
I
Drake's
think they're
better than
bots.
J. Cole, right? And you can't.
Hold up.
Couldn't pay me to believe that.
After this album, I'm like,
What after?
What?
I'm saying
What
after
are we
this J. Cole album, this one showed a lot more. Like,
It's because he started singing on 2 songs. Now this nigga thinks he's
well,
better.
because
Now he's a better rapper because he started
Oh
singing
my
on 2
God.
songs.
no,
my
no,
God. Oh, yeah.
because I'm saying Drake is hip hop. Drake is a rapper, and so I'm putting like all his stuff, like his years on years, his versatility, all of that stuff. But what I saw from this J. Cole album, because I've listened to other J. Cole albums where like it kind of, what am I trying to say? Like there's not all of them that I want to listen to them straight through, but there's like 80% of the album is so fire, or 70% of the album so fire. This one, I was like, wow, this is so complete. And I just never heard J. Cole like this.
Drake feels like he hates black women. That's what I hear when I listen to Drake.
Elaborate, dude. Kid, that's cliffhanger. Why?
God,
The stuff, the
that
way that
escalated quickly. Yeah, he hates black women.
for real, he
Listen to
just
shit.
seems
Listen to
like
Marvin
he's
Room and tell me.
Conclusions.
he
here.
just seems like he's a hurt young man who,
But I don't hear any. Well, I guess I hear.
he be just coming at people for no reason, and it's only black women. He don't ever attack men. He only comes at black women. He only degrades black women. He only belittles black women. He never comes at any of these men that be going at him crazy, bopping them over the head, slapping them in the face.
What's a degrading thing
he
to
don't do
black
nothing.
women? I don't hear the black women part where he's
Oh.
degrading people.
You want me to look up any song lyrics?
No, I don't know. Just I feel like he's most of the time when he's like going dumb on girls, it's Caucasian women, and then
What?
that's when I feel like he's saying like, oh, like, you know, they're playing games. I got to take your phone and stuff. He's not saying that going to black women.
He said, I don't really do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high. But
He's
I'm
not
drunk
talking
right
about
now. He's
a
talking
black
about fucking
girl
black
right now.
girls. Yep. That's what it is. No, you fucking up my life. I don't really do this unless I'm
looking
drunk
lyrics
or I'm
up.
high. Keisha, get out my house.
What's the song where that was like the summer anthem where he's like, got your own money, you go to the bank, you know, like
Hotline bling.
no. You're fucking dude. I'm trying to get a softball from you. You were not gonna give it. You weren't gonna get it. I'm trying to think. What was the song? That was like
He's dying. Oh my
2
God.
summers ago.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
No. Damn.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I don't understand that comment, because I feel like the women that he's speaking about, it's like I feel it's more sorority girl driven than what you're saying. And if I'm gonna assume sorority is this,
How old is Drake? Like almost 40, right? Got to be close.
I think if you're going where I
I'm
think
not-
you're
I'm
going,
just asking.
I think we already had this conversation.
I'm gonna look because I don't know where you're going, so I'm falling
No,
into the
finish
trap.
What?
What? No, finish what you were gonna say.
How
Hold
old
on,
is
let me
the
look. Drake is 37.
Okay, I just was asking.
That you're because you.
No.
But
No, just last episode we talked about how disgusting it is if niggas are fucking 20 whatever year olds or
It was 18.
Yeah, we were talking about 18, but wait,
you
hold
said
on.
25 or up.
No, I said 25 or up. There is no, it's a go.
Exactly. So that means 24 and below. You need to grow. Am I wrong?
Well,
Okay, so nigga just said, did he not just say sorority vibes is who he's talking to? What age are sorority bitches?
yeah, they're 18.
Okay,
21 is
They're not
18 to 21.
Actually,
No,
yeah,
it's
sorority
like-
girls are definitely not.
It's
in
like
a club
18
yet.
to 27 is sorority girls, because once they've been a sorority girl, then they go out to the club, and then when they're in the club, they're still sorority girls. They're just older.
You be reaching for the wrong group every time.
What do you mean?
You just be reaching for the
Drake
wrong
can never do
prizes.
any wrong.
No, I feel
Once
like
again, I'm not. I will say I don't know. Like I haven't heard any accusations of Drake dating an 18-year-old. But
On them Diddy vibes.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I was saying the Diddy case might break some shit, so you never know. Nigga.
so
Stay
for
tuned.
now he's safe, I guess.
Next
I
next
just-
week, if you could come back with some like degrading
I
black
just
girl
want-
comments, I want
Oh,
to
yeah, I
like
got
know
you.
because
I got you.
I don't
Definitely.
think your perspective is like invalid. So I want to like know because usually I can kind of like understand where you're coming
Right,
from
right.
once you like break it down. So
I just don't.
I'm interested.
All right, so real quick to hurry up and wrap up, our boy David, Sunshine,
Sunshine.
wanted to know when we talked on the FaceTime before today, artistic talents you guys have, because he knows I rap. He already knew that. What do y'all like to do? And I'm gonna just throw her under the bus. Bitch makes jewelry.
She
What else
makes
you do?
jewelry,
Clothings,
outfits, clothing, a
motherfucking-
photographer,
behind the
a
scenes
stenographer.
Sorts of artistry.
Yeah,
up in
she's
this.
over here acting
All
humble,
sorts of creative lists busting out of your
humble
seams.
like
I bet.
Brian Gumble, bitch. You better tell him.
Well,
You could tell.
I do like to make some jewelry from time to time.
That's why she asked what your necklace was.
It was. I made this. I do like to do art and create on like a blank canvas. I do like to create clothes and, figure stuff out with that. I do like.
Said and figure stuff out and look fly and
Yeah, I don't know. I love doing behind the scenes stuff. Taking pictures. I like capturing people's joy. So, yeah I don't ever want to be, it sucks I was chosen to be someone that like impacts people's joy, but if I could choose, I would I just like seeing it and enjoying it and capturing it and then giving it back to them.
Yeah.
Like if there was a gift I could have, it'd be to like truly the love that people have, put it on a paper and give it to them so they could, put it in their pocket later when it's a
Yeah.
bad day.
I love that so much.
So yeah, I do that
Because
with
that's
art.
essentially what I'm trying to do. I think we're all trying to do something similar to that. Because as artists, we're trying to really like capture our feelings and have people connect with them. Like we circle back to that same conversation that we had at the beginning of the podcast, right? We're all trying to connect. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're trying to do as artists, no matter what you're doing, as a rapper, as making your jewelry,
right.
clothing, photography, whatever. And
As rapper,
you rapper too?
No, that's the only thing he's not. No,
he said people keep telling me I want to be a rapper, they're telling me I can't.
No matter what you
no,
do.
he's really good at helping create generational wealth, and I think he's going to impact like the younger generation in finding them ways to like start understanding finances.
Creating awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
create
And that's
awareness
its own
with
art form in
finances.
itself, right? Like, because you're inspiring other people to like do better and have like those experiences and create joy for people. Like what she's saying, she wants to bottle up that joy and like distribute it to people, and like and capture those moments where people come back to as a safe space. Like when I was doing Casa del Sol, like feeling like you're home. That's all we're trying to do as artists. No matter what you're trying to do, you're trying to make people feel not anxious, not depressed, not like they're alone in this world. And that's why I feel like art is so impactful to people, no matter what your medium is. And so if I can do this to get other people who can spin their art and get it out, same thing with y'all. Like, you just want to like get it out there and like inspire other people. That's all you're trying to do. That's all we're all trying to do, and get that good feeling inside. So,
What about you, J-Dot? You got other
artistry? Well, I would say like I try to be funny, comedy, and then
Try.
if financial, if providing people financial insight or like empowering people, because that's my thing. Like, I want to teach people about investing. I don't want to be like somebody with like, just invest for me. I'm like, no, I want to unlock it for you because I know how much like
benefit,
confidence or clarity it brought me of like going, okay, this is how to get out of the cog, like
I
you
will
gotta
say that's your strong suit. I feel like you believe in people even when they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll believe in somebody that he just met, not knowing that they don't believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, the power of positivity, right? And just like imprinting that onto other people when they don't believe in themselves. And that's why, like, as artists, we try to do that. We try to expend our inner expression to other people. That's why, like, my nickname is Sunshine. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is to make somebody's days brighter, more happy. Because at the end of the day, this world is so fucking dark. And all the shit we're trying to navigate and go through as people and as human beings. Like, all we have is each other to lift each other up. So,
Can you sling us that last screenshot that you put on your post where it says it's free to like it,
Yes.
it's free to share it? It's at the last of each one of his
Yeah.
things.
So-
it's right there. You're like, oh damn, now I got to do
anytime-
something about it. Bing,
Right.
or like said, you know what I
It's a call to
mean?
action, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like, if you're a creator or an artist, that's what you want, right? You want people to support you. So at the end of the day, if you can support other people, and I want to add that to all of, like, that's obviously like a staple with all my artist features, because that's what I want to do. I want to promote people to promote their art so that they can express themselves and hopefully inspire other people to do the same. So
It's tough.
I don't know. Like
It's hard.
it's fucking tough.
It's scary.
He's
It
been
is.
rapping. You've been rapping for a while, and I've witnessed it where like he'll drop something, and it's like, why aren't we all slingshotting this shit? And I don't know what it is about artists and like why that matrix is like that. It's like either they're struggling or they got 50 gazillion, right?
Right. There's
And
no
so-
middle ground, right?
yeah, and so like, and he's, I mean, he'll bust it like like he's in a party, or let's say there's like 15 of us, and he dropped music and we're all talking, and he's like you guys shared my shit, and there'd be like 3 out of the 15 people in that room that actually did it, and everybody just be like, poop. He's like, point, prove, you know what I mean? So he like, as an artist, you almost got to keep going, even when like the closest people around you, or like, I don't know if that's overlooking or whatnot.
They know you as one version, and they can't see you in a form that they can't see you in. You know what I'm saying? So if they can't see it for you, then they can't believe it for you. For the average person.
I think that's what it is. It comes back to like that same mindset of like the average person who's going and seeing an artist or like see something on Instagram or Facebook. They're like, okay, this is a normal thing that I see. Like I scroll through all the fucking time. What sets you apart or whatever, right? Because they're comparing this. Because you get to see the best artists in the world on social media.
Right. You don't
You know what
have
I'm
to
saying?
be in the city or be their friend for real.
So that's
or-
what makes it competitive to like the entertainment aspect of like they're spending their time seeing and checking this out.
But that's what fucks me up is like, you don't even know them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know them, but you'll share a shit from Cardi B, but you don't even never met that bitch ever. But
Because
I
it's
used to
that
take your
impact.
kids to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah.
are we talking? It's not even. That's what like the issue that I have, because I feel like I'm such a genuine person. Even it's something like, if it's something that I don't need, right? My friend's cleaning service. He makes a post. I'll always share it.
Right.
But it's because
Because you're an artist sharing art because you know the struggle and you feel that struggle
Right.
because you want people to do the same thing for you, right?
right.
And unfortunately, as fucking fucked up as it is, right, nobody's going to see the same perspective as you. But those people who are on the same vibe and the wavelength as you, like we are right now, will go and support you and say, hey, these people are doing things that impact me. And so that's really all that matters, though. And that's where people get lost in the consistency of things. Because if you're not consistent enough for long enough, you're not going to find those people who will continue to come back and say, hey, I'm going to support you. We're going to support each other because we're doing the same thing. We have the same similar mission of like making people inspired. And that's really what artists do. We're inspiration dealers. That's all we do.
That's fire, inspiration dealer.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, from the experience I had at Tree Fort last year, inspired me to do what I'm doing now.
Right.
Inspired
and
me to
hopefully you
fly
inspired somebody
exactly
for next year.
Like, and I'm not even going to see that inspiration.
Right.
I'm not going to see the tangible output of that. But hopefully, there's a ripple that I don't see that's going
Gonna
somewhere.
keep going, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, and that's what keeps me afloat right now, despite the dark times. Like, and I'm in the beginning of everything, and y'all are still too. 67 episodes, y'all are in the beginning of shit. So don't get discouraged by it. All is consistency, and eventually you're going to find your niche of people who are on the same wavelength of you. And it's easier now because you have the national like attention, and like the internet has afforded us this like thing that's never been available to any normal person in the fucking world
Right.
in history, right? And that's what people don't understand. Is like you have fucking unlimited
Access to everything.
if you find something that people fucking hook onto, and you just have to be consistent about it and be authentically you, because people can sense and they can smell inauthenticity, and y'all are fucking like right now, this moment where y'all are just like completely like we're just you can't even explain it.
Yes, if I
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do, but you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it. So, authenticity is like a smile. No matter what language you speak, you understand it, right? So that's all we're trying to find is people who are authentic and connect with you. And if you can find that, then no matter if you're successful financially through your art form or whatever, as long as you can express yourself and get that inner pain and darkness outside of you, it's healthier for everybody on the grand scheme of things, I think, personally. So,
Oh yeah, I agree. I appreciate you coming on. I think I can
Absolutely.
speak for everybody when saying we enjoy you being here and appreciate you. And I definitely think we might. I feel like we didn't even graze the surface, so we might have to have him back for part
I was
two
about to
sometime.
say, dude.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I'm not leaving after this. I hope y'all feel me chilling. We have more. I feel like Kellen's got way more to ask me that she
Yeah.
even get like such a
Yeah,
service.
and-
But I'm down to
and that's
chill
the
and keep it
thing is
talking.
we always get once one person goes left or barely veers, the conversation just runs wild.
You just
and
run
then-
with what
yeah,
I love
so-
that, dude. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that's the point of like what y'all are doing is just like run on those tangents and feel where people are going. Because then we're in this moment together where we're just like trying to figure it out. I'm like, hey, like what do you like? What do you think about this conversation?
It's an actual
What do you think about this
conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
where it's
right.
like you're not scripted, you're not thinking about bullshit of like, yeah, we had a couple of topics that we just like, okay, we're gonna touch on this and this and this, like generally, but like the end of the day, like we're genuinely coming together. And dude, like some of the stuff we talked about before this and after this, I wish we would have recorded because that was like, bro, we had like
Yeah, we say it all the time. They'll be leaving the door, be like, "Fuck, we need to be recording this shit." Son of a bitch.
You need to get one of them ones that's just in your living room
right.
that just is going
Just
all
ring
the time.
get a ring camera.
Yeah.
Said, "Yeah, I got that last 5 minutes when we were standing out on the patio."
Yeah.
right.
Every time.
Do you have like what's your next event? Do you just have like a like something tangible for the people to be like, hey, May 5th, we're here?
Yeah, so I'm finalizing an event that we're going in our official give back, our first give back event with. We're partnering with Boise Parks and Recreation. We're going to go stain some tables in a park. I'm waiting for them to get back on the location. I was supposed to post today, but I'm waiting back on the volunteer coordinator. But I'll probably post it tomorrow, even if we don't have a location. But we have give back in Silent Disco on the 22nd, which is Earth Day, Monday.
All right, Captain Planet, baby.
Captain Planet. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is all centered around nature. And then there's some things that I have planned for May. Every month I want to do a give back, though. So I think in May we're going to go and do some cleanup of the Boise foothills, where eventually I want, hopefully, if it were to come to fruition.
Speaking into existence, the visions
the
are powerful.
amphitheater, yeah, and hopefully a venue out there to host artists of all mediums and to be able to experience nature and look at the beautiful treasure valley behind artists, you know. So, yeah,
It'd be dope.
Yeah.
I believe it. Just keep striving and keep going, dog. You'll get it.
it's all about consistency.
Yes,
like you
sir.
said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's been another real episode 67. I'm your host.
How long have we been going, dude?
Hour 43.
Shit,
Yeah.
this has been a good one.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
I'm your host, Chain. We appreciate you tapping in. Hopefully you made it the whole way. If you didn't, you missed out, nigga. You missed out. My co-host,
J. White, the Fi Guy.
got something slick?
Yeah, spend less than you make, invest the rest. Tax deadline is coming. When this episode
15th.
drops, you got like 2 days left.
Yeah, the 15th.
So if you need to get your tax people, do what you need to do by Friday. I don't know how many of them are working on the weekend. It might be you, TurboTax, or you and IRS Free File by yourself trying to slide that thing in.
No homo, no Diddy. and my other co-host,
Kelly Kill. I don't know. First, love yourself by yourself. This got to be proof that I'm not doing it alone. So it's really tight to see it. So thank you.
And our guest on the show,
D-Sar, JKA Sunshine. Come check us out at Casa del Sol if you're in the Idaho, Treasure Valley area. We're just trying to have a good time and promote artists and creatives of all mediums. So if you want to come and have an event on our trailer or whatever we want to collaborate on, I'm open for all and every ideas.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, again, we appreciate you coming. We hope you had a good time.
so much fun. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, it was definitely
For
it was
sure.
a genuine time. It was a good ass time.
I'll be back on here again, I feel like.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
thing will be the first
So
time.
if you're watching this at home, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tune in every Saturday. We will see you guys next week.
Support artists.
We out.